Just wait till I see it kick in. The live stream started. There we are. I'm a couple of minutes late. Waiting for the secret vault, it says. Come on, there it is. Well, hello. Secret Vault here. Wishing you a happy Christmas and all that. No, it's not that time of year, but happy, I don't know, happy just general day of the week. Happy Sunday, that's what it is, yeah. It's time off work. Oh, sorry, no. You've got all the time off work because of COVID, haven't you? You don't work anymore. That's right, you become poor. You become living on the street, bums. Yeah, so, well, I suppose happy bum day then. Have a happy bum day. Right, we've got Exploring Within, who is waiting in the wings. There he is. So, hello, Mr. Exploring Within. We'll bring him back on in a second. I'll do the obligatory having to say hello to people. But I tell you what, let's do it like this then. Right, so we keep him in there, and we'll say hello to who's in there. So, first person in at 8:18 was Exploring Within. He was in the chat room, the first at 8. He's been in there for two hours. Well done. Darren McKinney.
Didn't even remember posting that, but yeah.
Yeah. Darren McKinney, Simon Thompson, RTC, RTC. I see. Okay. Anthony Wilkinson, Chris Thornley, Subaru RB320, Safari 360, Gareth Jones, Thomas Binns, Kernow, Sage Animist, Mr. John Bengal, Exploring with Brady, Unknown Person, Andrea Hay, Paul Robbins, Gary Newman, Chris Sykes, Exploring with Tinsk, Princess Slozzy, Icy Diamond, Ellie Rose, Simon Thomas, I think I said, yeah. Well-known unknown Keith Potts, Paul Robbins, Catherine, Daniel Draper. Who else? Just a lot of the people repeating themselves. Jan, Nate Webb, Proving Life, RVing with G, LK Computers, M3 Racer 26, Philbo, and Adam George. So there we are, and Aaron, there we are, and Elliot and Joe. Wow, yeah, Elliot and Joe are in here as well. Hello. Yes. So yeah, well, happy, not happy. Hello. That's what I meant to say. Not happy. I'm going to do it again. Words just fall out of my mouth. Hello. I was going to do it a third time and happy. Why am I trying to tell you happy something?
Happy Easter, that will do.
Happy Easter. Is it Easter?
Nearly a couple of weeks, or no, sorry, it's this coming week, isn't it? This weekend.
Ah, right. Okay.
Early this year.
Okay. Is it what to give everybody happiness because of COVID? Happy.
Yeah, something like that.
Happy Easter that you can't have, like Happy Christmas you couldn't have. Yeah. So yeah. Well. Hello, everybody. We're just here to have a chat about some of the videos we put out today. So I put out two today, the Greyhound racing place and also a nightclub in Eastleigh, which is near Southampton. And that's been called Cube. And I think it was called McCluskey's as well. It may have even been called The Regal. So it's had a few different names over the years. Certainly looks like whoever had it last didn't bother with the upkeep because it was pretty minging. Apart from the apart from the actual dance floor areas. It just didn't look like they could be asked to just put any paint on the walls. Just everything that was hidden from the public looked absolutely atrocious, which I suppose is just generally normal for most nightclubs and hotels and establishments. Anything the public doesn't get to see is absolutely minging, which is why I think they have these things called health inspectors, because what the public doesn't get to see is minging. Yeah. So, yeah. Anyway, exploring within. Hello, how are you, sir?
Yeah, not too bad. Still getting over from yesterday. It was a bloody long day. Didn't get too much sleep last night, so
Oh, was that because of all the excitement you
still
didn't get too much sleep?
it was, yeah, too excited, mate.
Yeah. Well, I've not had any
Nah, just one of
response.
them nights, but
Ah, I've not had any response from Hidden History as to whether he's coming on or not, but he hasn't been
what
receiving my
about
message.
Alex?
And Alex hasn't responded either. So, yeah, I
I'll
guess
ping him
me.
a message, but
Yeah. Uh, well, I say hello, hello. So, yeah, but there we are. Um, Okay, sorry, I'm just being rude and just answering messages, but there we are. Well, it could just be me and you. We may have to invite some other people on. I might put the link in the stream and we get some other people on. It
yeah,
usually
yeah,
gets pretty random at that point. But before we do that, then let's have a chat together. We'll talk about what we've been up to, and then once we've done all the sensible stuff, we'll fling open the gates of hell and allow the Mongol hordes to ensue. So, yeah. Right, yesterday, big day, had a lot of stuff on.
yeah.
Yeah. Do you want to talk about that first, or do you want to talk about your video that you put up, which would be
Um, well, yeah, I guess we can just cover the goat place. So I just premiered that at not 9. Yeah, it was 9. Sorry, we're still my time on my PC hasn't updated weirdly.
yeah,
That's a bit weird.
including the stream. When I put that on, it said that I was going to do it at 10 o'clock, and I'm like, no, it's going to be 9 o'clock. But then it ended up being 10 o'clock because I moved it back to Exploring Within,
Yeah,
which would have been 11 o'clock by OBS standards, because they obviously don't
yeah.
do the daylight saving on OBS. So yeah.
But yeah, that was premiered that at 9. So that Explorer was with Matt, and that was probably I want to say last September or October. It was a long time ago now. So that was Kinetic, that place. So it was an animal testing facility. So they used to, I think, hyperbaric chambers they had there. So they used to test air pressure differences on goats to sort of simulate how the human body would cope with diving and stuff. So it was like a private company called Kinetic, and it was sort of contracted out by the MOD, I believe, wasn't it?
Mm.
That's my understanding. So quite horrible stuff it went on at that place. And the main sort of diving tank, we think they just pulled the roof off, craned it out, and then transported it literally down the road a few miles, possibly, and just set up shop somewhere else.
Set up
So I
shop
think
somewhere
unfortunately,
else and then left the old
yeah,
building to just fall
yeah,
apart. Right.
exactly, yeah. And you know that red powder we were seeing everywhere? There was there was some comments in my stream sort of saying what it was.
Mm.
I think Subaru might have, and Dinkum Aussie was saying it's pretty dangerous stuff. Basically, if you sort of consumed it, it's not good news. I don't know if you remember it. You know that little? It's like a social club. It was where the bar was, and there was an old projector.
Ah, right,
It was
okay.
all littered across tables in there, if you remember, and it was in the
Mm.
little lab as well, where we saw the gas taps.
So did they say what it was?
I'd have to go back and
Oh,
look
don't
in the
worry. I
comments
mean,
what it
but
was. I
they
don't
knew
remember, but yeah,
they knew what the chemical was, yeah. Because I mean, they didn't
yeah,
just go,
pretty nasty stuff
"Ooh,
essentially.
the red powder. Don't touch the red powder." Yeah.
Because I thought it was iron oxide, but it was far too red. It was too bright to be iron oxide because that's more of a rusty, a dark color. It was like red velvet red,
Mm.
but yeah, proper nasty stuff apparently. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's quite a big site. We found two bunkers, didn't we? Which we believe they were storing chemicals and harmful powders that obviously would have caused an explosion if they were sort of introduced to a flame or something. So they were kept in those bunkers safely away.
Oh, Simon BA says it was iodine powder, pretty harmless.
The other guys were saying it was other stuff.
Yeah,
I think.
Mark. Ooh, Mark.
Oh yeah,
Sorry.
Subaru. There you go.
Yeah. Oh, the Secret
Red lead.
Raven donated £10. Thank you very much. And that is via PayPal, which is the best way to do it
100%.
because I get 100% of that money now. That's wonderful. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. In fact, let me just put on the little the useless banner across the bottom, which is not useless at all. But yes, don't forget, folks, if you do StreamYard donations, 30% of it comes off now straight away, right? Goes to YouTube, and whatever's left, they're talking about taking 24 to 30%. So effectively, 50% of everything you donate is going to go to some other thing apart from me. So yeah, if you do it PayPal, we get it. So yes, thank you. OMG Exploring just did a donation as well. Thank you very much. That's most kind. In fact, let me just bring up the thing. There's a way, if I don't get to read the messages in time, there's a way that it brings up a list of them. I can actually see what. How do I do this now? Oh, I had this the other day. Right. Okay. Um, Notifications? No, I'm probably not going to get this, am I? Uh, Shit. Oh no, sorry. This is inside the program. If I click one of these, which one is it? This one? Yes, it brings up a web page. It brings up the internals of the program on a web page, which is weird. And here we are. If I go to donation history, yeah, I get everything then. So, and it gives me time to read it because there's not enough time when they pop up on there to read them. So, Secret Raven said, great videos as always. Stay safe, Matt, and thanks for the great content. Thank you very much. With your donation of £10, we will be able to do more of it. And the more you donate, the more safe I will stay. There we are. So, if you wish to have me not chop my arms and legs off and continue to do videos, then you need to donate more because this apparently keeps me safe. Or what I can do, if you donate thousands of pounds, right, I'll actually get somebody wearing a mask to do the dangerous explores, so I don't have to, and they can take a chance instead of me. We'll go all Hollywood on your ass. So yeah, and then OMG, thank you for your donation. He says grab a beer. I would, but actually I haven't even got my cordial drink up here. I can't drink at the moment because I'm on antibiotics, and I value my health a little bit more
Effective
than beer.
info then.
Yeah, yeah, I can't drink it, unfortunately. So, yeah, so where were we? Let's call it Red Death, says Subaru RB
Yeah, the
320.
powder stuff.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I wouldn't go near anything I found in any of these places, to be honest. And
Certainly not that place.
yeah. So yeah, that was the goat place, and yeah, they did do some pretty nasty things to those goats, and
Mm,
they they put them under extreme pressure. I mean, much more than you would
yeah.
ever be able to do with a human being. And then they would depressurize them at different speeds and different pressures, and it would generally cause excruciating pain because the bends, as it's known, which
Mm.
produces shaking and pain because your body has gases stored in it, and when you pressurize them and then you release it, they turn into bubbles like nitrogen bubbles in the blood.
Well, it's the blood's basically boiling, isn't it?
Yeah,
Essentially, because of the low pressure, it's not boiling because it's hot, but when you suck the air pressure out, bodily fluids start to boil. It's a bit like on a boat propeller, you get cavitation that's caused by the water boiling because it creates a level of low pressure around the edge of the prop. and the water boils, and that obviously eats into the prop, and that's
Yeah.
called cavitation. So
Well,
you'll know about that, Matt.
well, yeah. There's, but I'm not so much sure about whether it boils, because then you'd obviously have heat, which I don't think there's a great deal of heat. But certainly going from a high pressure to a low pressure releases the gases. It liberates the gases
Mm,
out of the solids, and they form bubbles in places which you don't want, like your brain, your eyes, your blood, and your teeth, because your teeth can start popping if you're not careful. So yeah, especially
horrible
to
stuff. Yeah.
yeah, it's nasty old stuff, and that's why people have to depressurize very slowly over a long period of time so that the gases can kind of gently come out. But yeah, the goats would be taken out of this chamber in a state of not very healthy, and then they would take them across the road to the lab, probably in a little gurney or a little box or something, and they would take them across the road still alive, and they would be taken to the sort of test facilities, which would then involve probably euthanizing them, and then
Mm.
cutting them up, and looking under a microscope at the body parts. You know,
We saw the poison cover, didn't we?
yeah,
You remember that?
that's right. Yeah, so they had some. They reckon they did it humanely, but I mean, it's like behind closed doors. You know what they're going to be like. It ain't going to be
Yeah.
humane. It's not going to be humane.
The
And
fact all the windows were tinted as well,
yeah, they
and
didn't
all the
want.
important bits were facing away from the road. So.
Yeah, it's possible as well they were actually breeding their own goats there, because they were talking about like litters of goats and things like this, which I think were sort of like you'd
Mm.
have pregnant goats, and then they'd be birthed, and then they'd grow these goats up, and then they put them in a chamber and pressurize them to death. You know, although the pressures, I'm not sure if the actual pressure is is necessarily the problem. It's more the decompression is more of a problem than the pressure. But I mean, probably pressure at high speed is also a problem. But yeah,
Mm.
yeah. Dinkum Ozzy says he's done many dives that required decompression before surfacing. And Dennis used to be a deep sea diver, so he knows all about this. I think they used to go in. They'd go in for pressurization. It would take days to be pressurized up to pressure, and it would take days to depressurize. Sometimes even like 5 days, I think. So,
Mm.
it's a long period of time anyway. It's not something like you're not going to be in and out in half an hour.
They
So
actually do that in the space station, don't they? When a craft docks, you have to pressurize the bit in between, don't they?
yeah,
So they can open the hatch on both sides.
that's right. They have to equalize the pressure.
Mm.
And if they don't equalize the pressure, I mean, some of these doors are designed to be they close under pressure. So if they don't depressurize or pressurize to the correct level, you'll be pulling that door all day. It won't come open. But when you pressurize to the correct level, then it'll open. So
Yeah.
yeah. So I did say to
So
Dennis, as he had problems with his teeth because of his work, and he said, yeah, he's kind of had a few problems. And I
I
remember,
didn't know about the teeth.
oh yeah, it's a big thing that,
It's good
yeah,
to do that. Yeah. Mm.
yeah, because I mean, you've got a solid substance. I mean, your bones and your teeth, you start getting, gas build up in those, and you start to get like, where's it going to come out of? Well, with teeth, it'll crack the teeth, or it'll sort of build up until like start to do damage inside the teeth. So
Mm.
you get micro fractures, and they'll be over time they'll be lead to bigger fractures, which means basically your teeth are going to start crumbling, and probably you'll need to take some of them out. So here we are. Dinkum Aussie says he's a licensed nitrox and trimix diver. So there we are, Mr. Dinkum. Tell us, am I talking out of my uh, ring a rectum or not? Um, so there we are. My sister used to dive. This is proving life. My sister used to dive and got decompression sickness twice due to a medical condition. Had to be airlifted to a decompression chamber. Not fun, and so she had to stop, sadly. Yeah. Well, once is probably enough. Twice is probably like, yeah, I'm getting the
Mm.
message. Yeah. So, yes, there we are. Can't. Oh, somebody's trying to put something up, but they can't. Um, it's probably a link, is it? Is he trying to put a link up? Sorry, just have a look now. Oh dear. Okay. Yeah, fair enough. I got the message, but LK says the LK says no. So yeah, I got the message though. Fair enough. Yeah, it's not that bad a message, but yeah, just a little bit on the over. Oh, yeah, it triggered Mr. LK, so fair enough. Um, right. So what else was in that place? Anything else we saw that was interesting? I'm just trying to think.
So we
Uh,
saw the pens, we saw the labs, we saw where they sort of housed them. And there's that little red ball swingy thing on the wall that they used to. It's like a drinking ball, isn't it? Didn't they put
no,
that?
it's actually a salt liquor.
Oh yeah, that was it.
Yeah, you get these so that is what do they call it? Like enrichment. So to make it more enriching an experience for these animals that are kind of
Mm.
kept in these places, they have little things that'll kind of make it a bit more complicated for them to get their food. This sort of thing, because goats and horses and sheep and all these sorts of things, they require salt. You know, it's quite important to their diet that they have salt, like mineral salt. It's got to have certain minerals in it. So what they do is they put this in a little pack, and then they put it on a
Mm.
ball, and the ball spins. So as they lick it, it'll spin around. So they have to keep licking it, and it spins, but it makes it harder for them. So, um, that keeps them occupied. Basically, their brain is doing something, trying to lick this sort of spinning ball. Um, yeah, hypnotizing them
Yeah,
probably more like.
we couldn't work out what it was straight away, and then someone sort of told us, and then yeah, it seemed really obvious then.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I've
Just
seen
trying to think what else.
salt licking tablets, given to sheep in fields. They just throw them, these little tablet things, and
Mm.
they'll just lick, 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 lick. So salt licks, yeah.
Rest of it was just sausages, wasn't it?
Ooh, Rackrav donated £10. Thank you very much. He says legends.
Nice.
Thank you, sir, Rackrav. So yeah, I just don't think what else was there. There was a lot of the place had been smashed up a lot. The kids had been in there.
Mm.
It appeared to me like because they just walked away and left it, that somebody'd come in. Even on the roof there were large what would you call them, large glass things on the roof,
Skylights.
skylights, and people had smashed every one of those. So they'd been on the
Yeah.
roof like smashing everything, smashing so water would get into the buildings. It's one of those. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's proper beat up, wasn't it?
Mm. Yeah, Melody is saying their her horses loves salt licks. Yeah, I saw a big thing about ibexes, which is sort of form a goat or sheep or whatever, and they would climb up an almost vertical surface of a reservoir to be able to lick the occasional stone halfway up the reservoir. So you've got this like really steep bank, and they would go almost vertical on this thing. We're talking like 90 degrees, and they'd be using their little sort of cloven hooves, and they'd be climbing up just to get up to a rock so they could lick it because it had the certain salts they needed, and they all knew where it was, and their babies would come up there, the little kids would go up there, and yeah, so now you can get salt licks for rabbits too. And there we are, you see, because they say salt is bad for dogs, but obviously, dogs are carnivores, and rabbits and sheep and all those are herbivores. So,
Mm.
which means they don't eat meat, unless you get like a rabid sheep, in which case it'll go a bit zombie and start attacking humans. But it won't get very well. I mean, goats have got a problem because they can't really attack things very much because they've got a lower set of teeth, and then the upper is just a gum. So they sort of like try and gum you to death. But yeah, yeah. Anyway, how much more can we talk about salt licks for? Yeah.
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 Tinks was just saying salt licks are designed to stimulate the animal and reduce boredom, especially if cooped up in a small enclosure or stable. I mean, yeah, that sounds about right because they were stuck in that green room, weren't they? Which was what, 5 by 5?
Yeah,
It's quite a small room, wasn't it?
yeah. And they painted the walls green, didn't they? And
Really proper lime green. Well, it wasn't lime; it was brighter than that. But
yeah, I wonder if that was to kind of induce something in the goats that made them feel happier, like as if they were on grass, because it's like, oh, green. The brain's
yeah, it
like
could
switches
be.
on to think it's somewhere it's not. Hmm. Tom Blandon said, did somebody say something about sheep? Yeah, we've been talking about their close cousins, goats, because we went to a goat testing facility where they used to do hyperbaric chambers and pressurize and decompress the sheep until they're, well, but not sheep, the goats, until their internal organs ruptured and their eyes popped out and all that sort of crap. Yeah, so it's pretty
Nasty
bad,
stuff.
pretty bad,
Yeah.
pretty bad stuff. So if you've got any if your dad's got any naughty sheep, look, Tom, if he's got any naughty sheep that need to be compressed and decompressed, we have a new way of getting rid of them for you. We can just take them down to the chamber and just get, just pump them up like a balloon. Yeah. So, oh, somebody sent me a thing then. I didn't say thank you. What was that then? Let me just refresh this. Ching. Here we go. Oh, Rack Rav, I did that one. 2K Explorer Chelsea. It says, I've also sent you £2 on PayPal. P.S. Hello. Oh, well done. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for your donation. That's amazing. Yeah. So, yeah, all helps with the explores, and also helps with packets of Tang Fastics. Yeah. So, which fuels the explores, and so it's petrol and Fangtastics or Tang Fastics. So there we are. Right. So then we went on to do some other stuff. I mean, that was back in September. What took you time then? Have you got an explanation for why you took so long to edit it? I'm sure people would love to know.
The video is actually all complete. It's just I didn't sort of upload it and publish it till, yeah, I don't know actually. I mean, I've got loads of stuff. It's still sat there. I need to get out
You weren't
and
worried the
publish.
goat police were going to come and get you.
Yeah, cope, please.
The Ministry of Goats. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, just one of those things you fall behind on. But I've got a few old bits to get out, and then hopefully clear that backlog and get the new stuff out.
Mm.
But yeah, it's certainly been a good 6 months actually since we filmed that.
Mm. Yeah, we had a lot of
Days when
stuff
I
in.
had short hair because it's not like you can get a haircut at the moment.
Yeah, you're looking all right though.
We were only talking about hair yesterday, weren't we? You
Yeah.
saying it kept getting in your face and climbing through tunnels. It was a nightmare.
Protects your head though. You know.
Yeah, sure does.
Yeah, I mean when I like just ding my head, I get like a large bleeder and it comes all the way down. Whereas you probably wouldn't notice; it'll just get like in your hair, so you just wash it later on. But
Yeah,
you know. So okay, you've done a number of explores since there. You did Christchurch at the police station. Is that one out yet?
not yet.
No, bloody hell.
No, the maritime one is. That
Yeah,
one's out. Did that a few weeks ago.
you haven't
Um,
you haven't got birds in your place, have you?
no, that's an advert on the TV.
Oh, right, okay. I was going to say,
Just picking up random sounds. Just have a look what I have got. So we've obviously done a few places recently, haven't we? Which aren't out yet. So yeah, the maritime one's out. I think we've got a few fort ones to do as well. We
mm-hmm.
did last year again. So um,
I can see you watching television now. I can see it sort of pulsing up and down.
yeah,
Yeah.
I could put,
Can
put the colour on.
you can mute it, Yeah. Aren't we lucky that
Is that better?
I've got my sound cleaner on it, so we can't actually hear what's going on in the background with all the music and stuff. But
Just
there we
hear the
are.
birds.
Just heard the birds for some reason. Everything else got cleaned up.
Mm.
So yeah, all right then. Well, going forward to some stuff we've done recently. Then we had a bit of fun yesterday with a couple of locations. Do you want to sort of
Mm.
lead on that one?
Can do. Do you want to go into what they were,
Yeah, I
or
mean,
what?
yeah, I got no problem with it really. But it's up to you if you want to talk about, because we did say we might be putting a bit of time on the
Second one.
the ski place. That's all we say.
Yeah. Yeah. So yesterday we did pretty much an old quarry, wasn't it? With it's an old cement plant. So we had a bit of fun getting in there, and we were basically running around, weren't we?
Mm-hmm.
There's various sort of trucks and vans driving around. We think it was just being used as a like a storage place.
Yeah.
So they were obviously there was a company hiring it out, I reckon. But nevertheless, they were sort of active and driving around, and we were sort of running and taking cover behind bushes and trucks. There was about 8 or 10 trucks lined up, weren't there, with
Yeah.
all their trailers. So we had fun sort of running between trucks and ducking, and there's like quicksand in some of the bits, really slushy mud. So we ended up getting our shoes really dirty on the run. So that was good fun. We set an alarm off, didn't we?
Yeah. Yeah. There was a sneaky alarm where they put some pallets over the alarm and then run a wire to a fence. So I sort of like went to lift the fence out of the way because it looked like, oh, that looks really easy because you can just lift that and pull it. And I went like this, and it's like, oh shit, really? It's like, oh god, absolutely pathetic. You know?
Because it was a massive empty shell of a building, it just echoed like anything,
Yeah,
and then you could hear it quite a way away.
yeah. We decided
But
that
being
we'd kind of done most of it because it looked like the whole place had been stripped out. So you had huge buildings,
yeah,
but from outside it looked amazing. But when you get up close to them, empty. So,
and we got some really good drone footage as well, which you see in the video. Really
hmm,
good. It was really windy as well. I think we both had trouble flying at one point,
yeah. Yeah, I
and
think too windy for Alex's DJI Mini, Mavic Mini, wasn't it?
yeah,
So,
I'm not sure how much he got, but yeah, it was quite rough for his drone, I think.
yeah. Ooh, Arthurian Visual Imagery has just sent a £5 donation. He says, have some Easter beers on me, Matt. Love the content. I will do. As soon as I finish my antibiotics, I will go and get some celebratory drinks in, especially if my stomach is not giving me any jip. Yeah, could well do with my stomach not having any more UTI infections, but there we are. So yeah, what was the sort of I mean, there we are. It's just popping up now. Have some Easter beers on me. Yeah. By the way, if anybody wants to donate, if you follow the link at the bottom here, we're always grateful for you donating. And if it's the only way you can donate is through the super chat, you can do it. But if you do it via the PayPal thing down there, or if you use the StreamYard link, which coming up in a second, you see live stream donations here, right? Streamlabs.com. If you do it that way, then I get it via PayPal and I get 100% of it because at the moment YouTube is taking 50% of the donations. So, yeah. So you're just throwing money at YouTube, not the content creators. So yeah. So we went on then to another place which we're going to hold back a little bit on, but it involved
Yeah,
security and the police and having to run away and hide, and then bumping into the security again, even though they I got away from them. and I bumped into him at a bloody petrol station, and then
To run a marathon around the aisles, didn't you?
I did a sneaky because they came in and I think they thought, oh, we can now hand him into the police if we want. So they came into the garage and I sort of like I did a thing round the aisles where I went round the back of the aisles and back out of the garage and then he was in there for ages. He's in this garage for 10 minutes because I think he thought I'd sneaked into the toilets, and I think they were probably at that point were on the phone to the police because they were 10 minutes is a long time to be in a garage. So yeah, I think they were basically waiting for me to come out of the toilets. But I wasn't in the toilets because I'd sneaked out already. Down, down, down. So yeah, quite good fun.
Yeah, that's what we mean when we were on the stream last night. We covered many miles of running and walking and God knows what, didn't we?
And yeah,
It was yeah, proper action packed.
yeah,
And then, well, we actually did 3 explores. So obviously, I did a live yesterday on the
yeah.
way to it,
Oh,
and
in
that was
which
just
you
a
mentioned
tiny
something,
little
didn't you?
something.
You mentioned something very naughty on your live, didn't you?
I did, yeah,
You mentioned something outrageous. We
absolutely
mentioned.
outrageous.
Ready for this now? Five. This video. I'm going to get a privacy complaint now. Ready for this? Five, four, three, two, one. Maritz. Okay. So they will put in a privacy complaint now against this video because I mentioned their names, the Maritzes. Yeah. So there we are. Privacy complaint because you can't mention their names. Yeah. So there you go. Maritzes. Okay. So yeah. So see how much we care, really. Um, but there we go. So yeah, we were chatting away on the live stream coming back. We went to go and see something else, didn't we? Afterwards, so what
Little
did
World
we
War Two structure it was.
kind of got
Short and
given?
sweet, wasn't
You got given a bit of sort of like different information, but when we got there, it
it?
wasn't quite what was expected. But it's all right though, you know.
The main thing is that at least there was something there because, like you say, right next to a military installation, it's going to be quite hard to believe that was there if we were led to believe what it was. But at least we
Yeah,
found it. I
yeah, it
think I
was.
think the main giveaway was the barbed wire fence. You could see where people had sort of been in there and squashed it a little bit. And I think the fence actually collapsed over, didn't it?
Yeah,
I think the post wasn't actually in the ground; it was sort of resting on top. So if you actually pulled the fence, it would literally just horizontally sit on the ground. You just step over it.
yeah. Who's so somebody's saying Barry White was just about to ask if you're feeling any better. Uh, is this me? I don't know. I mean, I've had UTIs, so basically, it's just my stomach feels a bit bad, and you want to pee a lot, which you see in the videos a lot anyway, don't you? But yeah, I've just been taking antibiotics, and hopefully it'll just clear it up. The first lot didn't, so the second lot now are slightly different. But if they don't, what I'll have to do is I have to give a sample of my wee wah to the doctor, and they'll probably analyze exactly what's in it, and then maybe they can sort of yeah, maybe they can sort of LOL. Me got Barry's name wrong. Okay, I don't know who that is then. Yeah. So oh, I just trying to think. What else have we been up to recently? Anything else? What did we do last time we saw each other? Did we you weren't there when we came down to Southampton and tried to get into the bank vault building again, were you? No, you haven't tried that one.
No, so the last time you came down this way is when you met up with Alex and Ned, and you did those bits. So one of them was the EC nightclub you premiered earlier, and then the other 2 places,
Ah.
which I won't mention because I don't think you put them out yet.
Mm.
I think the last time I actually saw you might have been when we were going to do that air raid shelter.
Yeah.
Not air raid
Well,
shelter, the deep shelter.
the deep shelter, yes, indeed. Apparently, he wasn't asking about my health. They didn't give a shit. They were asking about Barry Little, who is recovering from an illness. So get well soon, Barry. Sorry to hear about that. And somebody was saying that regarding me, they said they'll have to stick a camera up your. Yeah, they've already done that. I've had a camera right up my and yeah, I was talking to the lads about this actually yesterday, and they were like going, "Oh, doesn't sound very nice." And I was like, "No, it's not too bad actually. I didn't have any problem with it." Um, so I can't remember what they did now. I think what they do is they like put a little thing up there first, and then they squeeze some sort of like substance in there, which is um, anesthetic, and then you have to kind of like rub it down there so that it goes into where it's going to go, and then that makes life a little bit easier. But to be honest, I didn't feel anything. It was just like not a problem at all. Don't know what all the fuss is about. People who sort of like, ooh, didn't feel a thing. So there we go.
Guess that's a good thing.
Yeah. Pompey Cod says a 360 camera. No, that would have been a bit more painful, I think, a 360 camera.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then I think we've got some more stuff planned for this week coming, haven't we? Which we
Yeah.
need to sort out.
Yeah.
End of the week.
I kind of forget what that is now, actually. My brain's
I'll message you
jamming
later.
up. But yeah. Somebody else was asking me about coming out the weekend as well. So yeah, I'll have to make sure I don't double book it like I've done in the past. But yeah. Chris Sykes says his dad has had it a few times. Yay. Yeah, well, they can stick cameras anywhere these days. It's a weird one because this little camera has an end on it, and it can sort of go, ooh, ooh, and it can go in different directions, so they can literally point it in different directions. And that was quite weird. A bit like those things that women like, those sort of like little things that go, ooh, 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 ooh. Yeah, it's a bit like one of those, but for men. So, yeah. Get a hunky nurse to shove a GoPro up the old fella. Yeah, okay. Um, Anybody want to sponsor me to have a GoPro shoved up my urethra? Anybody want to sponsor me for that? Yeah. If we get over £100,000, I will shove a GoPro up my urethra. Okay, and I'll split half of it with charity. Okay, how's about that? So, yeah. Um, what's the right name? LOL. Urethra. Yes, that's right. Chilling like a villain. Yeah. I know that because I've had too many things shoved up it to not know what the technical word is for it. So yeah, yeah.
Exciting stuff.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, yeah. It's exciting, but you wouldn't want to take your wife on a weekend camera urethra action visit. Yeah, you know. I suppose women have it too, but people always talk about like blokes having a camera shoved up your thing, but I'm sure women do as well. It's exactly the same principle, you know.
It is, yeah.
Yeah. And
Back to urine.
here's the funny thing though. Obviously, you have like a little sort of like sphincter or something for the pee, like you do for the the number twos. But when they put the camera up there, obviously it's closed, yeah. And anytime it feels sensation, it'll close tighter, you know. So what they do is they say when they hit that barrier, they say to you, right now squeeze like you're having a pee. Go on, squeeze like as if you're trying to have a pee, and you go, okay, and they go, don't worry, nothing will come out, and they go like that, and then it sort of goes like this, it goes, "Oop," and then the camera pops through, the camera pops in, and says
This
hello.
was our conversation on the way back to the car yesterday
Yeah,
when we had the cow stalking us.
that's right. Just in case there were any of the lads were a bit squeamish, I just kept on chatting about urethras and cameras. Don't worry, they've all got this to come. Eventually, everybody has to have a camera up their urethra. Have you ever had a finger up your bum from a doctor?
No,
You haven't. Oh my
no.
god. Oh my
Well,
God.
to be fair, isn't that the sort of thing you get when you, not saying you're old, but when you get to like 50s onwards. I know you're not 50, but
Yes. Yeah, they do. They check your prostrate by sticking a finger up your bum, and or you're all going to tell me now. No, nobody ever had this before. Maybe you just
I've
like the
seen
look of.
how that goes on Family Guy.
Yeah,
If
maybe
anyone's
this
watched that in the
doctor
chat, that
just.
didn't go well.
Yeah, maybe a doctor just
Dr.
like the look
Hartman.
of me. Yeah, but yeah, yeah. Anybody know what hemorrhoids are? Right, I've had a couple of those. I've had a couple of those in my time. So the doctor wanted to check what was going on. So he just went, right, bend over, and then he stuck a load of lube on his finger and sort of went, ooh, and then he was like going, do
Lovely.
do 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 do. And he was like, oh yeah, they're just hemorrhoids. Yeah, you're fine. I was like, okay, thank you. Yeah, nice.
Um, just trying to think. Yesterday, it was just those three we did, wasn't it?
Mm.
I mean, we left stupidly early, didn't we? And we got back
Oh,
quite late. So definitely, yeah.
Jackie Green. Thank you for your your £5 donation. Tangtastics. No, aren't they Tangfastics? Tangfastics, I think they are. They're not Tangtastics, I don't think. I think they're Tangfastics. But yeah, if there's some other brand that's called Tangtastics, I'll see if I can get hold of some of those, especially for you, Jackie. Thank you very much. Um, yeah, I know. I noticed that PPP pickle. It yeah, the timestamp it did show up on the thing, but I wasn't worried about people seeing the timestamp. I just thought it was annoying. I didn't really care that people knew what date we were going in there. But it was just a case of I thought I'd blur it out because I'm thinking of taking it off because I thought, well, um, the time and date are quite handy, but then it has like V00000027, which doesn't mean anything. And I was thinking, maybe I could get it to say the secret vault, so it makes it a bit more, interesting. So there's two options. If I could make it say the secret vault, I'll keep the time and date up on that camera, or I'll turn it off. Those are the two options of the way that's going to go. So yeah,
Just reminded me of the stickers you put on the back of the car yesterday.
yeah, I stuck one of my
Just
stickers
going
on the
along the motorway with it,
yeah, I stuck one of my
flapping
stickers on the
around.
back of
We were.
Ray's car. Oh, he mutilated himself. He mutilated himself. He is gone. He is gone. He's gone. I didn't do it. Um. Oh dear, what's going on? What's going on? Here he comes. Here he comes. Oh dear. Somebody was
Just had a
trying.
message come up on StreamYard saying, "Oops, something went wrong."
Is it?
That's what it said.
Yeah, that's
Don't
what
know what
happens.
happened there.
That's what happens when you buy an apple, mate.
On my laptop actually,
Oh,
which isn't
well,
Apple.
it is
It's
an apple.
Windows.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I can't do Macs,
Yeah.
Apple Macs. I'm a Windows guy.
Ah,
You'll be
good
pleased to hear.
good stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's the one who's got an Apple Mac then? Is that Ray? No,
No,
he's got
he's
a.
got Windows.
Oh, okay. Okay. But
Not sure.
they
Yeah.
both got iPhones anyway. They're both iPhone boys.
iOS fine, but Mac OS or whatever it's called these days, they name it after random things, don't they?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. I think Q got rid of Bond. Yeah. He was being annoying apparently. So
Got Taffy in.
oh, we got Taffy. Oh, Taffy's Little Adventure. Sugar Tits. Yeah. Hiya, mate. Oh, of course,
What's up, Taff?
I could be talking about the Greyhound place now as well because we haven't even gone there. But you did say you were only going to stay on for half an hour. Are you managing to sort of keep on, or are you needed to get going?
I can be on for another half hour. That's cool.
Woo! Ooh, yeah, he's enjoying himself. He's going to stay on.
Just kick me off when you want.
Okay then, right, as you ask.
It's
Right,
been
thank you
nice.
very much. Goodbye then. Yeah. Right.
On that note,
On that amazing bombshell, as they used to say on Top Gear. Well, on that bombshell, um,
good times.
when Top Gear was a real TV program that people used to watch. Yeah. So yeah, the Greyhound place, that was good fun. We had Taffy and Exploring with Gav. Brady was there. The Urban Legend was there. Although Urban Legend and Brady didn't bother coming in, but Gav and his mate John and me and Taffy went in, and we had a whale of a time in there. Real interesting place, and yeah, I mean the only place we didn't manage to get into in there, which is a bit of a shame. Apparently, in the ladies' toilet in the basement was an extra door, and if you went through that door, you got into the kennels. So
No,
it's the only way to get into the kennels was from outside or through the ladies' toilet. Like as if you're imagining that there's going to be a lot of ladies, wanting to get in that way. Yeah, maybe there aren't many ladies involved in greyhound racing. I don't know. So blokes could just wander through there and use the ladies' toilet to get into the kennels. But yeah, what else? Taffy being sick, that was funny. Found that hysterical when we were there. Yeah. So
yeah, good job you put a little disclaimer on the video beforehand.
yeah, I thought I better
Otherwise,
had.
shocking people.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
some people might be like, no, But then the thing is, they don't know what you're about to do, so they probably watch anyway, don't they? But at least if you have a disclaimer on there, you ain't gonna get the snowflake
It's a
brigade going
told you
like,
so, isn't it?
yeah, I told you, I told you. And it's like, yeah, but you didn't really tell me because you didn't say just what it was going to be and how disgusting it was going to be. So yeah.
Mm.
Oh, apparently the Bellevue car park was recently used for motorcycle training to obtain your license. Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah. What? Pandajit Singh VV says they use menstrual blood to motivate the dogs. Well, this is probably
I
a
just saw that.
well, yeah, it's probably if that's correct, it's probably a frowned upon practice because I mean, there's lots of things which go on in horse racing and dog racing which isn't allowed, including stimulants, cocaine, all sorts of stuff. So yeah, yeah. Urban Legend is on as well. Hello, mate. He says Matt, and watching you and listening to you. Well, nice to see you here. Yeah, it was way too funny. I mean, he picked up a load of sausages and then he felt like he had to smell them. And I mean, like I said to him, they're not right. Like sausages must have been there for a couple of years. And if they're still intact in the skins, what are they made out of? Because there's not much live, living protein and materials in there, surely, if they are still intact after a couple of years. Surely. Ugh.
Even the preservatives in them probably went nasty.
Yeah.
It's sodium nitrate or sodium nitrate. I think there's two of them. They put
Mm.
that in red meat, don't they?
Yeah. Probably salt as well is a
Preservatives and
preservative.
bangers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
salt is a preservative. Yeah, but I mean, maybe they superheat treat them or something because I mean, you can gamma irradiate things as well, and that'll get rid of all the
Mm.
life inside it, so it won't go off so much.
So
Still,
Taffy, don't go sniffing bangers on your next explore, mate.
yeah.
Don't do it.
The only sausage you're allowed to sniff, Taffy, is this secret sausage. Yeah, yeah. Nuclear sausage. Yeah, pepperami. Yeah. I found out an
That's the one.
interesting fact the other day. If you get like a leg of lamb, or you get a piece of meat, and it's been cut off the animal, or you get a leg of a cow or something like that, right? If you put that outdoors in the sun, right,
Mm.
it will cure it. Okay, so provided you stop flies getting on it so that maggots grow, if you can keep that right, and you might have to put a bit of salt on it or something like that. I don't know, but basically that will cure and over time it will become hard, and then you can cut it, and then you can eat that meat. Now, don't try this, by the way, because I'm not telling you this is accepted practice. But there are places like Iceland and Norway and things where this is classed as a delicacy. What they'll get is whale meat and any meat they get, and they basically leave it outdoors, and then for a year, and it'll harden, and then they bring it indoors. Apparently, it still stinks, but they'll bring it indoors, and then they keep it in a cupboard, and they can keep it for years. And then anytime they need food, they just like hack it off with a bloody hacksaw, basically, and then ngang, 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 chew it because it's bloody awful to chew. And but apparently, if you leave meat outdoors, it is after a while it becomes safe to eat. But it's not true for if you cook the meat. If you cook meat in any way, shape, or form, and then put that outdoors, that will never stay safe. Okay? If it's cooked, then it's not natural anymore. It breaks down the internal structure, and then it won't
Yeah.
remain safe. But if it's on the animal, or if it's been kept in these conditions outdoors, maybe a little bit of salt put on it, it can actually be yeah, it can actually be sort of kept safe. So yeah. Anyway, don't take my word for it. I watched this on a television program, so it must be real.
Is
So
that just more red meat though you're referring to? Because we
uh,
can't like chicken and turkey. You can't really do that with.
right.
I don't think because we can eat raw red meat, but white meat such as like chicken and stuff, I don't think we can because you
Well,
get sick from it.
it might be because there's more E. coli in chicken. I think it might be that there's. I think they've naturally got a lot of E. coli in them. But what might happen is if you leave the meat for long enough, that you may be killing off those types of bugs.
Hmm.
So they're not active. Because I mean, E. coli is an actual bacteria.
Yeah.
So
I think the main thing is with red meat, the skin is a lot thicker, so it's more tricky for the bacteria to penetrate the meat. Where white meat, like chicken and turkey, they're not really bulky animals and the skin's quite thin, so the bacteria can sort of get into the tissue a lot easier, the meat or the muscle. I think
mm,
that's the reason behind why we can, because that's like a steak, you just simmer it,
mm.
don't you, each side, and then you can eat it. Where a chicken, you obviously can't do that.
Chicken's got to
But
be cooked right through.
yeah,
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 yeah. Taffy's Little Adventures. He says, "Fuck that! I'll kill it and eat it now." Yeah.
a
Well,
cow on the roof of your Camaro.
yeah. It's why I don't understand. See, like people who eat sushi. I mean, that to me is just like sounds disgusting. It's the concept of like this animal has just died. It's come out of the sea. All it eats all day is shit out of the sea. It just eats anything that float.
Plastic these days, to be honest.
Yeah,
They all eat plastic, don't they?
they all eat bits of plastic and anything that just happens to be floating around. And then people come along and then want to eat it raw. Oh, no wonder people get bloody ill. And it's like, oh, it's a delicacy, raw. It's raw. It's like, nah, it's just disgusting. Whatever.
Salty flaps.
Yeah. So, random talks with your host, Matt. Oh, yeah, I thought you were on about random TV then. Yeah, it is a bit random, isn't it? But, yeah, well, I'm getting a bit tired actually because I don't know, I just am. So I'm going to knock it on the head by about 1:30. How does that sound?
Cool with me, mate.
Yeah. Chloe Marshall, all chicken in supermarkets are chlorinated. Yeah. Um, I think that's more in the United States, isn't it? Chlorinated chickens.
Yeah, yeah.
I, I don't know if they're
Apparently,
like,
there's nothing wrong with that though. It's more how it's handled after it's been chlorinated. I think the process of doing it itself is fine. I mean, I've eaten a lot of chicken over there, and I'm fine.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Pot noodles are disgusting to some. They are disgusting, but they're made with plant materials, which means that yeah, you haven't got bacterias in there and bleh.
Plus,
So
you scald it, put boiling water on it, don't you?
Yeah,
So it'll kill any dangerous.
yeah. Martin Young says, Matt, have I ever been to Tricun? Yes, I have. I jumped over the fence donkeys years ago. This was like a long time ago, like 1990s. Jumped over the fence, was walking down a road. I'd only been in there 5 minutes, and I was walking down a road, and I thought, oh, I can hear something. I turned around. There's a bloody car right behind me. It had literally just cruised really quietly towards me, probably out of gear. And then I went, oh shit. So I ran into the bushes, as you do. Like, this is me. So, I ran into the bushes, and then I pulled my coat over my head, and I was in there for 2 hours with dogs and search people. The dogs were walking past my face, and then eventually I got nabbed and grabbed, and they took me to Fishguard police station, and this was the police now. Police took me to Fishguard police station. He said, what are you doing there? And I said, oh, I just like exploring places. And it was disused at the time. It had been sold, it had been disused. And I thought, well, it might have bunkers, it might have exciting things to go and have a look at, so I'll go and check it out. But the security there was like quite, extreme, because there were like 5 or 6 people looking for me, 5 or 6 with dogs. And it was like, that's a lot of people for a disused base, I thought. So anyway, at the police station, the copper said, like, well, what do you do for a living? And I said, oh, I work for Customs and Excise. And he said, oh, really? And I said, yeah. So I handed him my ID, and he said, oh, right, well, I'll have to check this out. So he rang Customs and Excise, and my mate Steve was on the switchboard relieving the operator who did the switchboard. So he was there, and he gets this phone call. He's like, "Oh, hello, this is Fishguard Customs. We've got one of you, somebody who says he works for you, and he's just gone and jumped over the fence at an old military base. And I just wanted to check that he does really work for you." And my mate, his name's Matthew Williams, and my mate, do you know him? And my mate Steve said, "Oh yeah, he's fine, he's fine. He does that sort of stuff all the time." So they were giving the thumbs up, like, oh, he must be a sort of sensible enough person, and if he works at Customs Excise, then they know he does this sort of thing all the time. So they were like, oh yeah, okay. And the police officer just took me back to my car and just let me go. So yeah, so that's the story of Tricoon. Do plan to go back there at some point and have a proper look, because there are 50 magazine bunkers in the hills there. So that's going to take a lot of
Nice.
time to explore. So yeah, um, there we are. Do you know of anyone to unofficially take a look around Bent Waters? In fact, I do. Me. I took I took a look around Bent Waters. It took a long time because it's massive. We're talking like, I think the first time we went there, we went to one side of the base, and the second time I went there, we went to a different side of the base. It's huge. It's absolutely huge. So yeah, um, now they've got businesses using most of the things. So there's a success story. You see, you get a military base, it closes down, you use the buildings, and businesses move in, and they use them for business. There we are, a success story. You see, you don't have to let the buildings go to shit and then level.
It's like a lot of the forts down in Portsmouth. They convert them to business parks, don't they?
Yeah, that's right. And it can be cheap for people to put things in them. It's because they're not really caring about them. They're just old buildings. There's
I
nothing
wonder
to
who
them.
actually owns them, because they've got to be leasehold, don't they? When companies move in, I don't think they actually own the building.
Yeah, yeah. Jackie Green Cats and things saying pot noodles are nasty. I think they're supposed to be. I've read things saying that they're actually a very good form of food, really, because they're suitable for vegans. Obviously vegan
Nutrient
vegetarian.
wise, though.
Yeah. Um, well, they're just something to fill your stomach. I mean, noodles are noodles. I mean, nobody's like
Mm.
dissing the old Chinese for noodles and the Japanese for noodles. Noodles are noodles. It's just flavoring after that, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, spices and
Matt Ellis saying super noodles are better. In fact, you're right. Actually, I used to buy because you get a lot more value for money with super noodles because they're little packs, but they expand up. and you do get a lot more in your guts. But yeah, Bombay Bad Boy, indeed. I like those ones myself. Yeah. Gary Newman says, "What's the Swindon spastic been up to?" Well, basically creating videos to slag me off and call me gay slurs and things like that, which means that he's probably going to be having a visit from the police in the next couple of days. I reported it to the police. The police came round and took a statement. Then they sent me the statement via email. That was yesterday, but I was out most of the day. So just said, "Does this look okay?" Yes, it does. So now it'll be handed to Swindon Police, and Swindon Police are going to be going around to have a word with him because he had two warnings. Then he had one warning letter, which basically was like, "Last chance, stupid dickhead." Yeah. And then bang. Now he's going to probably go all the way to the police station. Wee, all the way home. So there we go. But there we are. He just doesn't know when to give up, much like the Maritzes. So yeah, yeah. So that's what's been
UN
happening.
word.
Yeah, that's what's been happening with that one. Nothing changes. Yeah. So I'm just trying to think. So yeah, we got some stuff we want to do over the next couple of weeks. I got some
I did
stuff you.
text you what that place was about at the end of the week,
Mm,
just to remind you.
I mean, how do you think about then? Um, Heathrow. Couldn't get the word in my brain. How do you think about that one? Would you like to go and see that? Is that something on your radar, or is it just a bit too much of a hot potato? Do you think?
Um, it's definitely something I'd like to go and see. I'm quite interested in that sort of stuff. So it's always a possibility. I think because it's been publicised quite a lot now, they're going to be really hot on it, aren't they? But yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, they do. They do seem to be sort of upping the amount of patrols they're doing
Mm,
around with more people there. I mean, I can't understand what are they trying to secure? I mean, it's all going to get ripped down. I mean, and then look at the
yeah.
state of it. It's absolutely in such a state. There's nothing that anyone could get out of there now. I think the copper's been nicked, you know, and everything that's there has been like water damaged and damp damaged, and everything is just like, so what? Why are they worrying about bloody securing it so much? I mean, is it like, oh, somebody might hurt themselves? It's like, well, you should have thought about that bloody 10 years ago, shouldn't you? You know?
Yeah, maybe it's because it's near the active airport. They don't like it. I mean, it's not literally on the doorstep of the apron of the airport, is it? But
No, it's not.
it is quite close.
I mean, there's a number of things which stop you getting to the airport. I mean, there's a an active like a railway thing, like a underground railway, but that's got huge bank sides and barbed wire,
Mm,
and then there's a river. So I mean, you can see Heathrow, but you've got about you'd honestly be easier to come in from a main road if you wanted to get into Heathrow and do something dodgy. You'd actually be far
mm,
easier to just come in from a main road. You know, that place is is quite removed. Like it's two elements removed. So
mm.
yeah, I mean, the sooner they demolish it, the better, really, because I think it's been sold, but it's just a case of they're sitting on it. But it's actually a very high value piece of land because I think it sold for 72 million, if you can
Oh
believe
well.
that. And in the state it's in, all the buildings need to be pulled down, everything needs to be thrown in a skip, and it's still worth 72 million because of where it is, right next to Heathrow. So
Yeah, that's a lot. Buck, isn't it?
yeah,
72.
so there we go. But yeah, right, we're coming up just about on the half past year, so I suppose we had to do our little uh, yeah. Somebody's telling Taffy he loves it in the posterior. Yeah, yeah. I bet he would really if he tried it. Bet he would. Yeah, as most people would probably if they tried a lot of things, they'd like them. But yeah, and on that note, Exploring Within might like it if you tried it. But on that note, so yeah, um, we
You
just
might
got to
like a
get
pot noodle if you try it.
what up the
Who
bum,
knows?
up the bum. Oh, you'd have to
Anyone?
have,
Well, no,
yeah,
I was thinking more lines of a normal way of going about a pot noodle.
maybe a Coke bottle, but not a pot noodle, surely. Yeah.
Put some Mentos in it as well.
Oh
Set you on
dear, dear.
fire.
Yeah, you'll have compression sickness after that.
Yep.
They'll be taking you to one of those hyperbaric
Kinetic places.
chambers. Yeah, they'll be
Yeah.
rushing you to kinetic to get some pressure in you so you don't have decompression sickness.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah. Yeah, Tom Blandon says, and on that bombshell, good night. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, well, there we go. So, yeah, I'm nearly finished on the video of the cement works. Literally, I reckon if I put another 20 minutes into it, it'll be rendering. I'll have it ready for tomorrow. But, yeah.
I've not watched your dub yet. I'll have a look tomorrow. But yeah, there's no rush for that cement one.
Mm,
It's just the other place in that.
yeah. Well, they're
How
saying
did your drone footage come out?
very good, very nice.
Really good. Yeah.
That should be up there as well. Did I not send that to you?
Yeah. You sent me like 6 links. I
Ah,
think you
okay.
sent drone and the explore separately.
Yeah, Kevin Quinton is saying pot. What about a Chinese container? Well, it depends. Not one of the square types. I wouldn't want to go sticking that up the garden
Not if
path.
it's evergreen.
No.
They block canals, don't they?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I suppose instead of well, you could try an Erlenmeyer flask. That would be a good one. Yeah. But just don't do a jam jar because there was a video of somebody who did that on well, not YouTube because it probably got banned. Although I bet you can still find it. There's somebody who put a jam jar up the garden path, and the jam right. Turn off if you don't want to like be shocked, yeah. But anyway, right, some serious turn off if you don't want to be shocked. Okay, the jam jar breaks, right? Not good, not good. So yeah, just remember, jam is for your toast. Okay, and jam jars are for the recycling. They won't do you any good being recycled up there. So yeah, it
Yeah.
will end in tears and a trip to the doctors. So on that note, yeah, what was it? A ship moved a whole 2 inches yesterday. That's the one that's jammed in the Suez Canal. Oh dear.
2 inches is nothing.
Mm. Well, it's their fault for having bloody soft sides on the banks, isn't it? Instead of
Mm.
just putting it as a bloody, concrete path, considering all the
Just put
money.
rubber tires all the way along as well, just to
Yeah,
help bounce it back a bit.
yeah. If they developed it up properly, they wouldn't have had that problem. Oh well.
Yeah, I think it's just money in it.
Mm.
But yeah,
Okay then. Well, if we finish it now, I will have enough energy. Hopefully, I'll get a cup of tea, and I will have enough energy to sort myself out. And oh, I solved the problem with this because when I put this in my mouth, it was constantly doing this, and I'm walking, it was going like that, and I would
oh, I
tighten
did
it and
notice that.
tighten it.
Yeah,
Yeah, and I found out what it was the screw was too long, so it was actually hitting the end. So basically, I shaved off a piece off the end of the screw, so with a Dremel, and now it goes
yeah.
in and it's tight as anything, and it will not budge. Now, nothing. Whereas it was like this before, it was sort of like, oh, so yeah, you
Yeah.
had to. It was always
Wasn't
falling forwards.
ideal when. Yeah, I noticed that when we climbing out of that room with all the tractor tires. Do you remember?
Mm.
I think I saw it doing it then.
Yeah, but what I'm going to do now is something I should do this more often. is I'm going to disinfect that. So I'm going to make a cup of tea and I'm going to disinfect the mouth thing. Because it smells a bit funky. It smells of mouth and bacteria. Maybe this is what's been giving me my urinary tract infections.
Could be.
Yeah. So I'm going to
I'll
disinfect
just boil
it.
the kettle and chuck it in a mug.
Absolutely, yeah.
That'll do the job. Yeah.
I'll chuck it in a mug with a kettle, and then after that, I'm gonna put it in a load of Listerine and just chuck that on there because that kills things as well. And after that, Domestos, and after that, TCP, and then I'm gonna get a flamethrower on it.
You sound like you're heading towards the how-to channel.
Yeah.
How to basic.
Yeah, how to? Yeah,
Whatever
throw a load of eggs at it. Yeah, throw a load of eggs. Slap it with a shovel. Pee on it, which
sound.
he does.
Yeah.
He pees on things, doesn't he? He pees on stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Classic. If anybody hasn't seen how to basic, it's called on YouTube, right? Check it out. He shows you how to cook. It's mostly a cookery channel, but with a difference. Okay, so just check it out.
Twist, yeah.
How to basic, okay, and then you'll have a laugh. And the other thing I was gonna do as well. I mean, I can totally wreck my monetization here by showing you a video. It's a video which is the I often make this joke on. Hang on a second. Hang on. It's a joke that I often do on the Explores, but you don't know where it's come from. So if I bring it up now, this is where it actually comes from. So you can understand the joke that I do when I'm on the things. But I'll ruin my monetization, so this video will probably have to be deleted. So I'll leave the video on for a day or so, but yeah, never mind. Yeah. So let's go for it. Let's ruin my monetization because I'm like that. I like to do it. So which one is it? It's on this one. So if we go like that, here it is. Right, I'm gonna play it for you now. Let's see whether the sound comes out okay. Oh, I better turn off the. Oh no, I'll try it like this. Let's see what happens.
This is Tranquility Base. The Eagle has landed. Jesus H. Christ, Houston. We're on the fucking moon. Over.
Oh, hang on. Bollocks, I thought I was going. I'm an idiot. I thought I was bringing it from that screen down from full screen, and I ended up pressing the stop share screen button. Right, sorry, folks. I hadn't even pressed the audio. I wasn't even sharing the audio either. So we'll try that again because I was being really stupid. Let's try this again. Here we go.
This is Tranquility Base. The Eagle has landed. Jesus H. Christ, Houston. We're on the fucking moon. Over. Roger, Tranquility. We copy that. We cannot believe you are on the fucking moon. Repeat, cannot fucking believe it. Over. You're cleared to hook up lunar equipment conveyor to fucking walk on the moon. Over. Holy living fuck. Are you fucking believing this? Over. We read you. Over. I abso-fucking-lutely am standing on the surface of the fucking moon. I'm talking to you from the surface of the fucking moon. Jesus H. Christ in a chicken basket. Tranquility. Holy mother of fuck. The fucking moon. Over.
The fucking moon. Over.
Yeah, now I know where you get that from.
Yeah.
You only said it as yesterday, I think.
Yeah. Is it? I always get it wrong. I said it's Jesus Christ in a fucking hand basket, and it's a chicken basket. It's a chicken basket. Yeah. So there we go. Now you know where that comes from, and
Yeah.
I'll have to play. I'll have to ruin. Well, if I'm going to ruin my video completely, I should play you the one that I do. Is like you come now. Was it you pay now? You pay now, or I'll throw you on the streets. Have you got 4 beers? Right? Shall I? Have you ever seen that? Do you know where that comes from?
Nah.
Oh, right. Hang on. I'm going to bring it up for you because this. If I'm going to lose your monetization for something, this is the one you really want to do it for. Hang on. It's called The Landlord. Right. Let me see if it's on you. Here it is. Here it is. Now I don't know what's going on with the audio, but I'm going to take off the noise cleaning functions because it seems to be. I don't know, it's doing something. It's sort of like going 8-bit or something. Right, so let's share the screen again. Let's share it. Now I don't think I can do full screen, or can I? I can, but I've got to slightly minimize it. Otherwise it knocks off our something. Does something. No, I can't go full screen because it knocks it off. Oh, okay. Anyway, I'll play it like this. You just have a small window, unfortunately, folks. That's all I can do. So here we go. The Landlord.
So it says here Madonna's reinventing herself again. Hey, did you get that letter from the doctor yet?
I did.
What did it say?
My dad's gay.
I knew it. Those blood tests don't lie. Who's that?
It's my landlord, Pearl. I'm really late on my rent.
Oh, I'm getting out of here, man. She's nasty.
No, please. I need to stay.
This is gonna be ugly.
Hi, Pearl.
Where's
You don't have to raise your voice.
You pay you!
I can give you half.
You pay no, bitch!
Hey, don't talk to me like that, okay?
I'm tired of this crap.
Look, I thought I was clear in my email that I needed a couple weeks.
I work too hard.
Can I just get 2 more weeks?
I want my money.
You need to relax.
You're an asshole.
Uh-uh.
I want my money, bitch.
Hey, don't call me bitch. I'm a grown man.
Bitch, 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 bitch.
God, you're mean. Don't make fun of me crying.
You be a bit fit.
I'm not doing so good, Pearl.
I put you on the street.
Pearl, I'm gonna pay you. I'm working 3 jobs right now. I'm working nights. I'm driving a cab. I'm inside with my buddy right now, just going over my resume.
I'm gonna snack you.
Okay, you know what? You need to relax.
I want my money!
Look, why do you need your money so fast? Come on.
I need to get my drink on.
You scare me. You're an alcoholic.
Do I have it for beers?
Seriously, you are an alcoholic. Yeah, you're drunk. I knew it. You're already drunk.
I'm just bugged.
You know what? You're in no condition to deal with this right now.
Taking my beer.
You know, just take your beer and get out of here, okay? Yeah, we'll talk tomorrow. This isn't over.
Come, Mommy.
Jesus.
That's it.
Can I have 4 beers? Can I have 4 beers? That's where it comes from. Yeah. You'll be evicted. I'll put you on the streets. Fucking great. So there we are. How she remembered so many lines. Yeah, no, I think they just did it in very small takes. Yeah. Yeah. But there we are. Yeah, not laughed so much for ages. It's funny as hell. Yeah, I watch it from time to time when I need to cheer myself up. That's one of the videos I watch. So there we go then. Right. Any passing final comments, Mr. Exploring Within?
I think that's all from me, mate.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's all good.
Yeah.
Time to get some sleep in a minute, I think.
Yeah. It's got to happen,
Shit.
innit? Cup of
Yeah.
tea, disinfect mouth guard, and then see if we can stay on the right side of UTIs. That's the plan for the future. Cup of tea, disinfect mouth
Catch it,
guard.
kill it, isn't it?
Yeah. Catch it, kill it. Don't stick it in your mouth as a mouth guard.
Sterilise it and then bin it.
Yeah. We'll have to
Something
get
like
disposable ones. Yeah. 4 beers to aid my pot noodle. Yeah. It's going to be happening. Right then, folks. We shall catch you soon. So thanks for everybody who's donated and everybody who's been in the chat and everybody who got kicked from the chat. Everyone who's banned now for life. We love you all. Thank you very much. So we'll catch you on the next one. So thanks for Exploring
Yeah.
Within. Check out his channel and check out the videos and hopefully subscribe to him. And we'll see you all soon. So thanks very much.
Cheers, guys.
Nanu, and we're out. Goodbye.